Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the NFL Weekly Review. I guess this will be the last one in this great year of 2020. Joined tonight, we got Robert Riley, Justin Walters, Wilson Tarpe Jr., and again, welcome to the NFL Weekly Review. Where do you want to get started, guys? We can talk about our prospective teams, as always, each and every week. Then we move on to next week's schedule. So, Rob, you're already smiling. You want to talk about the man?
We're going to start with Justin, man.
Are we going to
start with Justin.
Okay.
In memory of our missing member this week, we want to make sure we hit
you were ready to deflect off that early. I see. Shields were up.
We'll be back to Maserati in a little bit. Y'all go ahead.
Got you.
Well, the one team that's going to win the division would be us. So, it was good to see, I guess, the offense get going, and for the first time getting a little rhythm. And, and the defense made some adjustments and made some stops. So it was good to see. I mean, we just kind of got to accept that, hey, however the season ends and just, roll with it. The draft pick is going to be what it is. But, they got a shot to get in, and you got to give them some respect because they looked dead a few weeks ago. I'm not, overly excited about it, but, it's some experience for some of the young guys. So it is good to see guys like Randy Gregory, like we always talk about every week, Randy Gregory, Trayvon Diggs, and Lamb. And, it's good to see. And to see what Dalton, he actually is an NFL player. He had some rough weeks, but you forget, you're sitting for so long and you're not getting the reps, and then all of a sudden they plug you in. And, it does take time to adjust. So I think it's just, I'm hoping we're not saving too many jobs because some people do need to go. That's something. That's a serious thing. Like, if don't think it's fixed. That's my concern with someone like Jerry Jones is saying, hey, we just had some struggles early, but we did do everything right. Run it back. You know what I mean? Like, let's not try that route. It's like assess the situation. And say, hey, we got to make some. The division's still bad, so it's not like, and we haven't been beating any good teams or teams that care. So. Let's assess where we really are and say, okay, this is a slightly below average team, maybe a little worse. So let's fix the defense and move forward. Let the whole secondary go, and build in the offseason and come back strong with Dak and see what happens. But we'll just enjoy the ride and maybe get some playoff experience and take it from there. And for Jesse, I'm sorry we had to beat up on you. I think maybe that's why he's not here. I would like to see Hurts. I would like to see Hurts, get a run. But, it's a good experience for them also to see what he could do and, taste a little, see how he bounces back next week for them.
Right. So you mentioned Dak, huh? Anticipate you guys bringing him back, huh?
Maybe they just think Dalton, maybe they're like, you know what? This guy is our guy. I think they're gonna forget the fact that they had a losing record with Dak, and say, hey, well, if we have Dak, look what Dalton's doing. That's my concern with the team. To be honest with you, is, they've proven to be blind, but I just see them really celebrating looking at a bad situation and kind of overplaying their hand. Like, hey, this we're all set. They're far from it. They're far from it, and. And we'll see in the playoffs, because when you start seeing the real teams, that's when you get put in your place.
This is also very, very true. Rob, you had anything you want to chime in about this week's NFC East battle over there?
Hey, man, y'all just got to get in at this point.
Yeah.
It's like why not? Because like you said, the draft picks are going to be the draft picks, but you don't want this to be the end-all, be-all, and not fix anything. They still need to have adjustments made in the offseason defensively. And they please focus on the defense. Like, I didn't realize how much of a problem that was until you all started talking about it. And I'm going, I don't know what the draft picks were damn near all offensive draft picks from the early ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken. Okay, so it's like, but you knew you had this issue on defense. What did you expect was going to happen when the season started, even if Dak was healthy right now?
Right.
You were still struggling at the beginning of the season. So there's still things that need to be fixed. But at this point, man, do like I'm doing, ride the wave.
Yep.
All you can do.
Yep. It's made it too far. Too far now.
Right. It's week 17 and you're looking at possible playoff scenarios for yourself. So it's like, let's see what happens, man. So, oh, that's a good win, man. 37 points. That's a good win.
Rough start.
Hey, man, anytime you guys win, man, I'm grateful. You know, our tank commander is no longer with us for my team. So great job for you guys winning. Hope you guys went out, finished strong. I'm rooting for several different teams this week. Again, my tank commander is gone. There's now actually some type of optimism of people being competent and doing their jobs without the tank commander. So I'm not very happy. So Rob, we'll save Maserati Mitch for last. We got you. We'll build up to Maserati Mitch. Talk about the peasants here first. Until we get to the folks that are solidified, and you're welcome. Chicago Bears fans, all of you, you're welcome.
Tell George Kittle we appreciate the love, man.
I was going to tell you who you need to thank, but I'm gonna be above that right now. But with Arizona, it's just another one example. I know, Justin, we talked quite a bit about it. Is folks that have special players that don't quite know what to do with them. That's Arizona. Be completely honest. There's no way in a year like this you should be dropping games to this iteration of the San Francisco 49ers. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. There's no creativity on that offense. The plays do not make sense. It's just you have one of the very, very special guys under center. He's throwing to a very, very special guy, and he makes plays in spite of what you call. And some weeks that's good enough. Other weeks it ends up like this. Because from a schematic standpoint, you got coached under the table. Like Saleh had Cliff in a stranglehold, in a submission hold somewhere. Nothing positive was happening. It was just Kyler scrambling, essentially. Verrett did a really good job on D-Hop. No, he's not going to get too much credit because, again, not a lot of people are tuned in to watch the Cardinals play the Niners. But he did a great job over there. And that was really that. And that's the sad part. You have other pieces over there. Christian Kirk, I remember he had one big play on Spoon for like 38 yards, and we didn't hear from him again. You have a couple tight ends in Arizona, several talented running backs. The line's not the worst thing in the world. And I'm just interested to see how long they ride with Cliff Kingsbury, because he is the one that got you Kyler technically, right? So, how much rope does he get? But that's a tough L. You shouldn't have lost that one. I'm sorry. The gap between Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard isn't that large. He just ain't turned the ball over, even though they tried. And then, defensively, you probably got to pay Chandler Jones a little bit more. If I'm Chandler Jones, I made money while being hurt. Your front seven got dog walked for 4 quarters in the run game when, that team can't pass pro to save their lives. And they didn't really have to drop back and do it that often. And anytime they did, bad things happened. But, for San Fran, it was one of those things. Like you said, Kittle came back. That win was just more about the culture and going forward. Like, I know if they beat Seattle this week, if they do, don't expect them to, but if they do, they would end up with the best division record while being the worst team in the division.
That's crazy.
So should they finish this year off this week by beating Seattle, they would go 4-2 in the division while also missing the playoffs and being fourth in the standings in that division. So let that sink in.
That's crazy. That's how you know 2020 is a real
weird,
one,
right?
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. How are you the best in your division if you were to win this game?
But get this. If they lose, they'd fall to 3-3 with the rest of the group in the division.
I don't understand.
Like I think they'd fall to 3-3. I gotta check, but I think Seattle would move to 4-3.
Okay. That
would be the difference. Or Seattle would move to 3-3. I don't actually, let me find the standings. But yeah, it's that weird over there. But it was just more of a culture thing. I saw a lot of people talk about, don't play George, whatever. But if your standards that standard, you're healthy, you play. Right. Like the coach said, who are you to tell George don't play when the type of season everybody's had? People are gutting through it feels like the whole roster had a high ankle sprain gutting through it, trying to figure out everyone's banged up. You're all going through this craziness together. What does it look like? And one of your top guys is like, "Hey, coach, I know it doesn't mean anything. I'm ready to rock. Let me go." And you're like, "Oh, just for next year." NFL is not the NBA. NBA, you proudly think in the NBA. Even all jokes aside, I had with the Nick Mullins being a tank commander, it wasn't because he was trying. He was trying to do right. He just that's what made it fun to me because he was trying to do right. It wasn't on purpose. He was tanking by trying.
You're right. That's crazy.
Because again, like so many people say in the NFL, who really tanks in the NFL? Like you can't. Like I even if the organization wants to, how you gonna convince a 53-man roster to do what's in the best interest for you when y'all cut people every 10 seconds? There's no allegiance to anyone. No. Again, NBA, yeah, everybody's cool. Man, everybody getting paid. Oh, you cut me? Cool. My check cashed.
Right. How am I get another job showing this tape of me missing tackles on purpose?
Exactly. On purpose. Like perfect example gets like with Arizona. Their Chandler Jones goes down, all their edge rushers get hurt, and they accidentally have to play Hassan Reddick at his actual natural position, and he has 12.5 sacks this year.
Yeah.
He's been there the whole time, and you've let him do everything. You've tried to make him do everything, but the thing he's good at. And it took Chandler Jones being out for the year, a couple other people, his backups, gone. You had to go get Marcus Golden from another team. And then, oh, yeah, you know what? Go ahead, Hassan. Just go rush the passer, dude. We light on bodies. Oh, you're good at it. Interesting.
Yeah. What are the odds he doesn't take a meeting with them in free agency?
and that's what I'm saying. And what are the odds if you're petty, I stay in the division, I get to holler at you 2 times a year, depending on what the price is looking for.
Why not?
Like, I'm going to put my bid in. If I'm a Hassan Reddick, I'm looking at what, like, D4 got paid and he ain't even play. So, I mean, let me get some of that, throw some incentives on top of it.
Right.
Come on down. Like, they're not even going to be worried about you. Bosa come back next year.
This is the one league where you got to look out for self because they're guaranteed. There's no guarantee in the NFL, man. Like you said, they're looking to cut people as soon as possible, and they're gonna pick somebody up off the street as soon as possible just because they cut you just to fill a roster spot because there's less money they got to worry about. So get yours, Brad. I hope he does what you're talking about and move over into the division and get that little money.
Because for me personally, like, why not let them know you get to see firsthand, and I get to just destroy your worlds.
Yeah.
Twice a year. You had me there for 4 years getting mad at me for doing stuff that I didn't do in college.
Right.
Because y'all saw other people in the division who were also athletic and was like, hey, do that stuff. Dog, yeah. I wasn't Bobby Wagner in college. How you going to get mad at me? Yeah. I wasn't Bobby Wagner. I wasn't Patrick Willis. I wasn't Navarro Bowman. I wasn't KJ Wright. I wasn't Malcolm Smith. How did y'all see me rushing the passer and was like, do that?
It's just like what we were talking about before we came on. The talent evaluators, man, they're looking at these guys and I don't know what it is that they're seeing because they want him to be something that he's not. And it's like, well, this is what he did. Right. Why not just leave him at that and find somebody else that's good at what you are looking for, that actually plays that position and that the way that you're looking for him to play it. It's just so much easier to do that as opposed to trying to flip the switch on somebody. Everybody can't do that. Everybody can't just flip and go, all right, I can do that. Don't worry about it. That's not in everybody's DNA, man. Some people are made a certain way, and he's made to rush the passer, and he's good at it. Like you said, leave him alone. Leave him there. Find somebody else to fill that other hole.
I think they look at numbers. I think because you're not doing it from football. You're looking. Hey, he ran a 4.4. So did Patrick Willis. Yeah, hey, he's 250. He's 240 pounds. So did Bobby Wagner. Like instead of saying, "Hey, this tape shows him rushing the passer," that's it. And I think it's a weird thing. You would assume that football people watch football, but they don't. Like it's just, and you ruin. I mean, think about it, you ruining guys' livelihoods. Like if Chandler Jones don't get hurt, Reddick might be out the league.
Well, that's how they were talking about him.
Next year.
That's how they were talking about. Like he was eventually going to be cut. Like he's going to be a free agent that you don't even touch because and then you even drafted a guy who can't do what. Oh Lord, another story for another day. But,
who's miscast for what he was miscast for.
So you did what you did to Hassan Reddick, and then was like, let me double down, triple down on it. Go get Isaiah Simmons with no idea how to use him.
Right.
Cool. So you didn't learn the first time.
No.
So now whatever's going on, like whatever cap room you got, like you got to go make good with Hassan Reddick because again, the Rams stay looking for edge rushers. So every team in your division likes edge rushers, and you out here had one the whole time, and I know he's looking at you because unless Arizona does something weird by NFL standards, which is I don't know, come to someone with the respect they deserve, like hey, eat crow, like we messed up, whatever. Let's pay you as a pass rusher. Because other teams be like, man, I know it was 1 year, but I'm not about to give you top pass rusher money. Where so far in your career, you haven't played 16 games as a pass rusher.
Yeah,
So they put your value is that off top.
NFL is weird, man. He messed around and franchise him. Like it's just.
I can see that.
Yeah, I could too.
But see, this is the thing. What do you franchise him as? Because he only had so many snaps rushing the passer. In 4 years, like it was maybe on a blitz or something, and now he's literally an edge now.
Right.
For the last 5-6 games or whatever probably since the last 5-6 games.
Like so, you could probably title him as a linebacker and pay him less. Yeah. And it's nothing he can do about it. Not a thing he can do about it.
Because I know he didn't make enough. I know he didn't play nearly enough snaps yet.
But even more so, I think they go by the title in the preseason. You know what I mean? Like on the sheet, it says whatever, linebacker.
Oh. And it's good, even if it's a slash, it says linebacker / edge. That LB's popping up first.
Yes.
Because that's literally what you're doing. Because even for somebody like D Ford, it was a outside linebacker / DE, but it was outside linebacker first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before they switch over. So I mean, that's tough for Hassan Reddick, but shout out to him. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm just sitting down, man, waiting for free agency and the draft to see everything that happens. Like Justin and I have been talking this whole time. Like a lot of teams about to be up against they about to be on it because of how they've mismanaged the cap heading into this year with the cap going down. Like as of right now, like we joked about this a couple months ago, but the Saints are like negative. They're $95 million over the cap.
Yeah.
For next year. They're not the only ones that are in like horrendous positions like that. And again, some trades can help. People are going to have to get cut because of things that people did. And if you didn't have that in mind a couple years ago, we talk all the time with teams looking 2 or 3 years down the road and some people don't, man, you're in trouble. Like this offseason is going to be crazy. And then the market's going to be funky because the cap's down. I think like maybe the top 1% of free agency might get paid what they're worth after that. Why? It's the NFL. They don't even pay you what you worth on a good day. Hold on. Now you just told those shrewd negotiators you gave them permission.
Running around with $2. Just paying everybody.
Somebody about to hit Clowney with the hey, here's $7 million now.
I hit you with the rest later on.
Hey, you deliver 15 sacks.
Yeah,
15 for
like 2 sacks. He ain't got a sack in 5 years. Right.
Oh, if you play, I know you're not that durable. So here, if you play 997,000 snaps, you got 15 mil with your name on it.
Yeah, the cap issue in this offseason is going to be one to watch, man. This going to be probably one of the weirdest off seasons we've seen in a while, just because
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I might tune in a little bit tighter than now.
Yeah, the 3 teams that have money gonna spend it, and then it's just gonna be everybody's waiting with money shaking.
But see, that's the other thing for the teams that have money. Do you go dumb right now? Is it worth it?
Who are the teams that have the money right now?
Oh man,
who was it? Dolphins, Pats.
I just sent that journey to you too.
Dolphins, Pats. Who else? Somebody had Jaguar.
That's gonna be a problem for the
league. Here we go.
Right.
The Jags got 77. The Jets got 72. The Colts got 54. The Patriots got 61. And then the people with no money, the Packers are at -21. The Falcons are at -24. The Eagles are at -71. Keep in mind the Carson Wentz issue, folks. Fun times, right? And the Saints are at -95.
Taysom Hill.
Gotta love it.
My bad.
No, it's you have to bring it up. It's part of it.
And
$10 million for your backup quarterback / running back / gunner /
Right.
my man guys paid $5 million for all the roles he plays on your team.
Yeah.
Like,
That's no.
nope.
Okay, we got to come back around to that game,
Which one?
to that Saints game.
Oh, the let Kamara cook game? That one?
Yeah, we got to come back around to that. I got to get something off my chest. We'll come back to it.
What
though.
you mean? We're talking about how amazing it was when you let your best player do his thing, and how easy life could be when your best player has the ball.
He
And it's
can't touch it in 5 weeks.
Or
did you see the number though? This is the first time in his career he had 20 rushes in a game.
Or he should have had 7 touchdowns in that game.
I mean,
yeah.
Hold on.
You had to squeeze that other one in there.
You had to give Hill that.
Right. Not the backup running back. Not the backup running back.
Not the backup running back. Not David Murray.
Hey,
Taysom Hill.
Hey, that is the highest paid backup on several positions on that roster.
Man, he better off that ball.
He's the all-time backfield person. Backup.
Yeah, but why did he need a touchdown? He was at the one.
10 million reasons why he got that carry. It's 10 million reasons why. Somebody got to justify the fact that you gave them. We just told you what they books look like, right? And you gave that.
The most petty thing I think I saw all weekend. I'm like, really? And then Kamara after the game was like, no, I'm cool. I got my 6. I'm cool. Deep down inside, he was like, I hate it here. I said I had 7.
All I know is I'm just sitting over here like, hey man, I hope hope my man's make a call and come back with a Kamara. Or you're having some money problems, boys. Little cash strapped, huh?
But you can absolutely tell that he had to get. They looked at him and said, "Hey, we paid him all this money. He better score at least once a game."
That's what I'm saying. Like, literally, I bet you the owner was like, "Yo, how much he making again?"
Yeah.
Hold on, we on the one. So Taysom getting the ball, right? Okay.
Right.
Or that could have just been Sean Payton and his ego. Like, you chose to give that man the bread. So, like, you decided that was your man's and still signed Jameis, but another story another day, whatever. Let's get on to your man Maserati Mitch, though. Yeah.
Man, Justin, we're in the same boat. I hope they fix all the issues that didn't need to be fixed.
No. Hold on.
Oh, man, we keep winning. If we make it to the playoffs, Mitch is going to be here next year again, and they're going to pay him. It'd be one thing if he was a 1-year deal. He's going to get a 3-year deal. Right? We're going to sign this guy. But I don't know. Okay, let me be positive. Offensively, they look good. They look together. But at the same time, you're going against bad defensive teams. You have to take that stuff into consideration because you're not going to see Jacksonville in the playoffs. You're not. If you see Jacksonville in the playoffs, hey, you might win the Super Bowl. If that's your competition. But your competition is going to be the guys that you're going to see coming up this week in Green Bay. That's going to be your competition. That's the way you have to play against those guys. I saw some things in that offense that I've been trying to figure out where it's been all year long. I just don't understand why it took so long for them to come up with this and to figure this out. Like, hey, this is the personnel that we have. These are plays that we got to run. Mitch is on the move. Montgomery's getting the ball. And sometimes he's still struggling with getting the ball. Like, I feel like sometimes they still don't want to really feed him the rock. It's like somebody's in Nagy's ear saying, hey, give him the ball or you're done. Like, I feel like there's an ultimatum put out there. That's the only way Montgomery's getting the ball. Allen Robinson, of course, had another great game. And Darnell Mooney, man, he is slowly starting to become my favorite receiver on that squad. I like Robinson. Don't get it twisted. But Darnell Mooney, man, that dude is legit.
Yeah,
like, he's legit, man, and he's fast. He's got – I don't know if he could be a number 1, but he could damn sure be a number 2, which is number 2 on our squad right now. Anthony Miller lost that title. Anthony Miller lost that title early in the season. He had that one game where he just tweaked out real bad, and he ain't been able to recover since then. And Darnell Mooney said, "Don't worry about it. I'm here now. You go sit down in number 3. We could." He's been taking off ever since. I don't like how the Bears can be cute at the wrong times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're running a jet sweep on the goal line. I'm going to say it was 1st and 5 or something like that. Or we was like 5 yards away from the
might have been closer than that. They might have
been closer than that.
Yeah.
And you run a sweep with Cole Kmet. Like, you didn't even use Mooney or Miller, one of your speed, or Cordell Patterson. That's the guy that you've been trying to put the back all year long. You use Cole Kmet. I was like, this is what's going to lose you playoff games. This is why I did not want to go into the playoffs, because there's things that they still are doing, and I'm going, we're not ready. We still immature, man. We're like an immature little league team that can't figure it out against the big boys, but they got the victory, put up another 41 points, man. They've been scoring points, and, they're hot right now. So just get in at this point and see what you can do. And I don't know if next week these guys are going to be playing their starters as far as the Packers are going, but if the Bears continue on this route, even with the starters in the game, I think they have a better shot because they've made the proper adjustments they need to make in order to fit what they have. So I don't know. We'll see, man. But I was happy to have another W because I'm tired of being depressed about NFL football and watching my team play and just being crappy. They look decent against the Jacksonville team. So kudos to the Bears.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man Maserati Mitch on deck for that 3-year, $45 million extension.
Taysom Hill got 3 for 45. Mitch walking in there saying, he need more.
You want to know what? And hold on, that's the GM's man's, right? So,
yeah,
3 years, 58. Throws a little bit of salt.
You know what's tough with that? Like the same, like at least we paying Dak. You're choosing to you're gonna have to choose to pay him, and it's like there's no way Robinson ain't staying if Mitch is the guy. I wouldn't imagine. When you pay Mitch and then you walk over, you better sign Robinson first and lie to him. Like, nah, we looking. And then the surprise, like, there's no way, because Robinson's a top 10 talent at receiver, but he got 52. I don't know, I'm not making up a number, but he ain't getting the targets he deserved because, and even with the last couple of games, he's like, I don't trust this guy the same way y'all don't trust him. But there's no, like, nah. I root for Mitch, and as good as he's playing, it's like, okay, he's playing good enough where he should be in the league. But like, who wants him? Like, who would say, hey, that's my guy? Because you're always gonna get that. He ain't good enough to wipe away those plays he made. Like that interception he threw, like that was like, what are you doing? And then the play that tight end play, I had the game on. I was rooting hard too. I don't know why. But when you at the 1 yard line and you decide the tight end reverse is where you want to go, and you ain't playing this legit defense of like why? And that took it from the 1 to a field goal. You know what I mean? And now, like, I think it's like the thing about it is I can picture you got your GM, your coach, and your quarterback, and your receiver. They all having to decide we ain't all coming back. Or I mean, what do you think? You think if somehow they somehow play us? Well, I don't think they are, but say they win their first playoff game. Like, what do they have to do to bring everyone back?
I think if they win that first playoff game, I think as fans who actually see the writing on the wall, I think we're in trouble because I think everybody coming back. I really do. I think everybody coming back. I think if they don't make it for let's say Arizona wins this week, okay, and we lose to the Packers and we don't make it to the playoffs, that's our best bet to start getting the pieces in place that need to be in place.
Right.
I don't know what those pieces are going to be, though. I don't know. I'm not getting the feel that Pace is going to be out of here or Nagy's going to be out of here. My issue is at this point, it's got to start with Pace. I'm okay with keeping Nagy for right now because he's already handed over play calling duties. Okay, fine. We've seen the adjustments being made. And I said this from the beginning. He might be a great head coach, but he's a terrible play caller. And we saw that in Kansas City. We saw it in Kansas City when he's calling plays that sometimes you go, why would you do that? That don't make any sense.
Randy,
You know what I mean? But
Andy was handling some business, turned around. Well, yeah, you call a series. Cost him the
right.
game.
It's like you sitting down with your kid with your kid on your lap and you eating and you turn your head to grab the remote real quick and you know, he had a whole chicken bone in his mouth because you turned your head. That's how Nagy was when it was the same thing. You know what I mean?
So reverse.
Right. It's just like I don't know, man. I think Bill Lazor sneezed and Nagy was like reverse and it just next thing you know, and ready. And I'm like, oh my God, they cannot be running this for real. And this can't be real life. It can't be, you know. But and that's why I say it has to start with Pace though, because Pace is the one that set us back when he drafted Mitch. And it wasn't even the fact that he drafted Mitch; it was the fact that he gave up a draft pick to move up a spot to get a quarterback nobody was taking in the first round. Everybody says, "Man, they had a guy on the board." I don't care. If he's not there by the time that you pick, if somebody else picks him first, then you go with the next best thing, which is clearly at the time it was Deshaun Watson. I hate you so much, but I mean, so it's like you got to start there because we have lost so much draft capital because you guys giving away so much stuff, and it set us back so bad. You had to start with Pace. I'm not a fan of most of the moves that he's made. I'm sorry, I'm just not. But there's been a few that I go, okay, like the Mac trade. Fine, I'll give you that. But that seemed to be kind of easy. I don't even think that was necessarily him. I think he got a text from somebody at the office that said, hey, I think Gruden's trying to give up Mac. Oh, word?
Yeah. Yeah.
Put in the call. Go ahead, Wilson. What?
So this guy,
right.
At this moment, we're talking about Mitch and possible extensions. At this moment, going into the 2021 season, looking at the cap a little bit over my favorite website ever, spotrac.com. So at this moment, you guys have $356,480 roughly in cap space.
Yep. Well, Nick Foles gonna be starting next year. Look like
and that's the other problem. Who signed him? They said that was Nagy's guy, but who gave him the money? You didn't get Nick Foles the money that you gave him.
He out there getting outplayed by Mitch.
And getting paid like a starter.
Yeah, boy.
Pace got to be the one to go. Pace got to be the one to go. But we'll see because Ted Phillips is going to be stepping down after this season, supposedly, which is big. Because once he steps down, you know, hopefully they can get somebody in there that is a football guy, you know, that actually knows what it is that they're doing, and they can get these right pieces in place, man. But I don't know, man. At this point, you could just only thing that you could do is just, like I said, ride it out, see how it's going to go. Our draft pick is going to be our draft pick. It's about the decisions that are being made going forward, and how you're going to make those decisions under this kind of pressure that you're under right now. Period. And that's something I don't think you can do.
Right. The scary thing about what you guys have done is you might have what's the word? Your defense was, you had a Super Bowl defense and you might have missed the window. You know, basically behind Mitch. And maybe you thought Foles could have did something different, but you might have missed that window where the Mac trade could have been like serious because you had prime Mac, you know, defensive player of the year Mac. And he's still gonna be a great player, but now you're starting to have, like you said, what you got on cap. You ain't got much left on the cap, so now it's like, okay, who do we not pay? Who gets to walk away? And now you're relying on draft picks, and you know who made the draft picks. So that's a tough position to be in.
Very tough. Very tough. I'm looking at it every day. I'm going, I don't know which way they're gonna go. I don't know how they're gonna resolve this issue, but it's a big issue, man. You don't have the money. You don't have the draft picks. What do? How do you fix this?
And the cap is going down.
And the cap is going down. So it's not even like the cap is going up this year or the cap is staying the same. It's going down. It's decreasing. So somebody's got to walk away. You know, and unfortunately, I've been thinking about this, man, and it might be Allen Robinson. He might be the guy to walk away because he's going to want to get his money. But at the same time, I don't know where else to be able to go.
Allen's definitely not coming back, and you're about to lose a couple pieces off that defense just to be able to sign a rookie class.
Yeah.
Stuff's going to have to leave.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
hey, let's just get in the playoffs and make it happen first. We'll figure it out.
but like what Justin said, like you low key maxed out that defensive window as currently constructed.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna have to retool your defense. And you're not the only team going through this. There's a lot of teams are gonna have to, but it's just a matter of the teams that knew they were about to go through this. They got cap room.
Yeah.
You know, at least something to work with, right?
And draft picks. They got draft picks too.
I heard that helps sometimes too. You know, I heard. So yeah, that's gonna be tough. I'll be interested to see what happens. So, you know, Pay's gonna make sure Mitch get that extension. I ain't worried about that. That's going down. No matter what it costs. So that'll be fun. Not for you, but it'll be fun. Or you could tune in and take Florida's quarterback when y'all pick this year.
Yeah, man.
Heard that man's a surefire Hall of Famer, so get on it.
Get on
it. Open that window right back up.
Not touching that.
Yep.
No.
Feed in new number one receiver Darnell Mooney.
If you play your cards right, you can take one of his. You can take Tony. Possibly Tony might be available. Yeah. You know, Anthony Miller will go find something else to do with his life. No, you're not messing with this. Okay.
I'm really serious when I say I got to go one day at a time with this team right now, man.
Yeah.
It's so hard to look into the future because every time you look, you get frustrated because you go, none of this should have been what it was. Maybe a couple things here and there, but like the timeline of events, the way that they all lined up is like, dude, these are just bad decisions being made throughout the front office.
And the biggest domino is
years. Don't get me started.
Yeah, the biggest domino is
kicking the can down the road.
Yep.
It's kick. All it is you think you're close. Like because the Foles move. You're gonna regret that move today. Like no Foles. I mean, I hate to say it. I'd bring Trubisky back over Foles because Foles is there because he's paid for the next few years. So somebody made this move on a guy no one was interested in. You probably gave up something to get him too. So it's just a bad move because you thought you could plug a hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just
they gave up a draft pick. They gave up a draft pick and they overpaid him.
Right.
And he's not even playing right now. You brought him in hoping and praying that he would be better than Trubisky and that he can run the offense the way that you wanted the offense to be ran. And then you realize, this guy's he's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, what do we see? Oh, we're watching that same Super Bowl film for 3 freaking years ago. It's not up to date. Y'all didn't give me the new stuff?
Yeah. So he had lost the job in Jacksonville. Like, so it wasn't
to Mike Glennon. And in the Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
like for real.
And that's the crazy part, right? The dude y'all went to you outbid yourselves for something nobody wanted. Even Jacksonville, as backwards as they are, they're in a place to take a quarterback and they got cap room.
Yeah.
Also coming off a good draft class, but hey, and that's the thing, just pivoting that quickly, like even with the Mitch thing, you had a chance 2 years. What was this, like year 4 for him?
This is year 4, yep.
Right? So after you took him, you had at least 2 years, and you took the San Francisco approach in the last 2 years in terms of the quarterback position with not adding. You could have added something, took a quarterback period in the 2 drafts because you knew what it was year 1. Like,
Well, they made the playoffs 1 year though. Remember
but even then, my whole thing is like he wasn't. You knew in year 1, you knew that he wasn't the other dudes. He wasn't his classmates, right? You knew that. Then that's the kindest thing I can say. You knew that.
No. That's the misconception. We knew that.
Well, yeah,
we knew that. Right. We also knew not to draft him number 2. You have to see. You're looking at it from the lens of somebody that looks at things and makes it make sense.
Well, I'm just saying, even understanding that you messed up though, like there's not a rule that you couldn't take another young guy the next year, not in the first round, but even the 3rd, the 4th. Like you were as negligent as my team was. You know what I'm saying? With not adding talent to that room somewhere. But go ahead, sir. You raise your hand.
Okay. So again, I feel you. I do. But I don't think you really understand it. And it makes sense. Exactly. It makes sense to us. But that guy saw something else because even when you thought they saw the mistake that they made, they didn't see it. They didn't see it at all because nothing was changed. Nothing was adjusted. Nobody else was brought in. Nobody. Like, you have to, and this is the same guy that told us they're going to draft a quarterback every year just to make sure that we are where we need to be at that position. Why? Because the Bears has a history of not having a quarterback, to take the reins. We all know that. This is public news. We all know this. Did he draft a quarterback last year? Year before? Nobody. No. So he lied. He just straight up lied. I'm gonna tell him this, but I'm really gonna do this.
He's like, yo, but I'm gonna give up 3. He's like, but I'm gonna give up 3 picks for Nick Foles to make up for it.
Right. So I'm just like, that's why when people say, you saw these mistakes and you still haven't made. No, they didn't see the mistakes. They didn't see the mistakes until this year. Why? Because now we're talking about it. It's vocalized nationally. It's becoming the spotlight. The spotlight is, the quarterback room in Chicago is terrible. It is absolutely horrid, and they need to get rid of everybody. Period. And it's very, very infuriating as a fan, or not even just as a fan, but just anybody that watches football. You're looking at this, and you're going, none of this just makes sense. It just doesn't make sense. What are you guys doing? Like, we know what Chicago is known for. Good defense, special teams, and a decent offense. But the NFL has changed, so you're trying to flip the script on them. That's why you hired this offensive guru in Matt Nagy. And you're supposed to bring in this new system, and the first thing y'all do at the quarterback helm is go get a guy from North Carolina that played 12 games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's off to a terrible start. Now, where do you go from here? Oh, let's give up more draft picks. Let's fix this defense, though. Okay, that was good, but you gave up all these draft picks. So now, if this Mitch thing doesn't work out, what do? Now we're stuck. Have no draft capital, have no cap space. Let's bring in Nick Foles and take more cap room away. That'll fix it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm going for hours, man. If y'all really want to play this game.
No. Well, you know what? It's the teams that are ran bad that they're looking at the last time they had success, and they keep saying, hey, you know what? All we need is this. All we need is this. And every year we get further away from that team that you're looking at. And now you're going to be looking back and you're like, dang, where's Eddie Jackson at? Where's Khalil Mack at? And you're still fixing the quarterback. I think that's what I know Dallas been plugging holes since Romo was there and never looked back at, hey, you know what? Let's get another offensive lineman. And now I'm seeing, hey, they might take a tight end this year. And I'm like, if they take a tight end, I'll walk out like, you just got the worst defense in the league, and you're just saying you're fixing things that don't need to be fixed. They probably got the board with DeMarcus Ware on the team still. But no, we straight up the edge rusher. We got DeMarcus Ware. So but that's what bad teams do. That's why you gotta respect. You gotta respect what the 49ers are doing. Like, they're not saying, hey, Jimmy got us the Super Bowl. They're like, hey, he can't. He might be here next year. He might not. If there's a better option.
That's what they are saying, though. Why are you looking like that? That's the truth. That's exactly how they're looking at it. They're looking at it like, hey, I don't know, Jimmy. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, look, man. It was cool. It was fun. It was a good time. Remember for what it was and what it wasn't. And you got to retool. Like what we were just talking about. You're in a rare opportunity where you did mess up 4 years ago. It was a big draft. You did mess up. You didn't take none of those guys either. You can't let the Bears off the hook. You did mess up. You took an L. The only difference is instead of going to get Nick Foles, you ended up with James, right? Right? And then one of the things that happened with James that helped was James got hurt and tore his ACL. So you were bad enough to get the edge rusher to set the tone for your defense. Now you were slowly putting together whatever, right? And it was a whole hodgepodge for a while with stuff that didn't make sense. And it was kind of like the Washington approach. We just bad. You just defensive lineman. And eventually somebody smart came along and was like, all right, well, we got 75 defensive tackles. How about we get an edge rusher? Oh, look, we're bad enough that the top rated edge rusher on the board is at number 2. Take him. Let's trade for another edge rusher. And it didn't work out because of injuries or whatever. But that's what I'm talking about in terms of teams that kind of manage it right. I'm not saying, again, this is me. Anybody knows me. I'm not saying they did everything right because they definitely should have. You could have drafted several young quarterbacks along the way. So where you got in this situation right now, because that quarterback room is trash. After James, the bottom falls out. There is no excuse for that room to be that bad, like at all. And that's something they got to wear. And that's also something where they got a big opportunity. What this offseason is so important. You got an opportunity to fix that. Because as bad as that room was, right, you made a Super Bowl run. These are things that you can't take back, right? Whether and you did this by and large with an average quarterback. The other stuff was not average, but he was an average quarterback. And then the other thing is we see that your offense does work. It's working in other places. It works. The Rams run a version of it. Look at Aaron in Green Bay. That first time in his life, he running an offense, and it's easy for him, as it should be, because he's great. But it's also easy because it's a system where it's just easy. And then you got an upper echelon pass catcher, but the system makes it so that everybody's a threat. Everybody can be productive. So now it's just not you relying on your God-given talents to pull something out your butt 4 times a game. I don't even know the last time I see Aaron reach into his bag to go do something wild, because you don't have to. They're getting one of the arguably the top 3, arguably one of the best wide receivers in the league, right? Is getting one-on-one looks in this offense. Saw a version of this offense a little while ago. Atlanta took a run to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
They had a high level wide receiver and a bunch of other pieces ain't nobody want.
Right.
Nobody cared about. Wasn't nobody like, oh my God, there's a bidding war for Turbo Gabriel. Nah, nobody cared. It was Julio Jones, Matthew Ryan, and some pieces in between. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
not
true.
Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman, but like those two as a duo, as a unit, dynamite, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like together, you had an Alvin Kamara. See, the Saints got one person that could do all those things, and yet and still found a way that the first time this boy did 20 carries was this year. But good for them. You do whatever you want to do with your transcendent talent. That is your business, not mine. You want to make it proof that you got to throw the ball 90 times instead of give this guy the ball 25 times. I feel like there's more bang for your buck there, but none of my business. Again, that's y'all. Y'all want to lose in the playoffs that way? You do it. If it was me, 30 touches, Alvin Kamara, please. Thanks. Let's advance. And that's what I'm saying. So, you know you messed up. You got opportunity to get out from under it. And the other thing with James is going, and people are going crazy like, oh, well, Kyle said, man, I don't care what Kyle said. Well, I know what Kyle sees. He's seeing his beautiful offense. It is yet to been run since he's been a head coach. He is not. The only time he's seen his offense run is when he shows. You're right. You're right. He could have had 8. If he got 3, he would have had. No,
it took me a long time to write it. I normally text things. I don't write no more. So it took a long time to get the words right.
You told me I was over here working, right? I had it right.
Like a little kid here right now. I was like, is that my son? Everybody let it say.
But yeah, it's an opportunity to come on the other side of it is like, and that's the scary thing. Like, I think it was Jeff Schwartz said they made a Super Bowl run with an average quarterback. Yes. Offense is yet to be run. It's yet to be run. Like, well, not to knock Green Bay's other weapons, but after Devontae, I like the rest of what Kyle has versus they just got a Devontae and they got an Aaron, right? You're not going to be able to replicate those two things, right? And that's cool. But you got the guy whose offense it is. kind of helps, right? It's actually is. And the other thing is you just have to have someone that can at least affect that can throw the ball on all 3 levels, in and outside the hashes, and it opens things up. You don't have to be super great. You're going to get one-on-one looks. The scheme's going to do what it needs to do. You just have to be able to do it. Again, it goes back to how negligent they were with the freaking QB room. They were also negligent with the interior offensive line. I know everybody at Mike McGlinchey head and everything else. When they made the Super Bowl run, you want to know why everybody wasn't mad at Mike McGlinchey? Because Weston Richburg was healthy until week 14. Mm-hmm. He was a really good center in Kyle's scheme, and Mike Person was just solid. And that's how bad it was. The drop-off has been that Mike Person is missed. Don't nobody even know who Mike Person is. But you didn't hear his name, and that offensive line was kicking people's butts because he was good at his job. But right now, you're seeing the interior O line is horrible. And yes, McGlinchey's not a great pass blocker. These are facts. As a run blocker, the boy's elite. He's very good at this. He can go forward. It's the lateral movement. Things get a little dicey. Going forward, it's a 6'8" man running straight at you. You're probably a DB or a linebacker. You probably don't want any parts. Probably moving out the way. Just throw it out there. So again, you got a couple areas you got to address, and you keep it moving. But they have outs, and there's a lot of teams that don't have outs going into a year with the salary cap down, and that's going to make it oh so interesting for the teams that were adults manage their cap well, because I will politely tell you, you think the Patriots ain't sitting around just laughing and giggling, knowing people had to come off good talent? They got 61 M's in the bank, probably with a full complement of draft picks. Oh, and all the people that opted out who took a year off.
I was about to say, plus they got people sitting at home like, don't worry about it. We'll be back next year, Bill. You good?
Who's to say, and this is something I do see them doing, who's to say they don't go like, hey, you know what, J.C. Jackson? I see you, boy. How about you slide over to CB1? Who wants Gilmore?
Right.
Which one of you peasant teams wants a lockdown corner? Who wants It's going to cost you everything, by the way. Send it. We have the cap room.
And we're gonna open $20 million with the cap room.
Right.
With 3 first-round picks.
But you can have him right now. He's only 30 and he wants to win. You saw what he sat through last year. Like, that's the type of stuff. So it's going to be interesting. But we'll run through this week's games real quick because we running up on like an hour about right now. All right, Falcons and Buccaneers. You guys don't all answer at once.
Tampa Bay. I think they have, of course, more to play for at this point. I think Tampa Bay is going to come out on top.
Falcons been competing, man, but yeah, I mean, like they really should have beat the Chiefs, which is insane. Even though we all knew he was gonna miss that field goal, but
it's Falcons law.
Yeah, so yeah, the Chiefs ain't beat them. The Falcons did what they lost, but yeah, the Bucks are probably win. But then again, we don't know the whole sitting and starting thing, you know, with starters and all that for playoffs, but probably Bucks anyway.
All right, Rob, you said Bucks.
I said Bucks.
All right, we got Cowboys and Giants. What is this? Is this for the division title?
Maybe.
No, it's possible.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, possible.
Plays a big factor in it. All right, we got Cowboys, Giants. Justin or Rob, go ahead.
But Cowboys gonna win because
you don't want them to. Is that what you're going with?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Rob,
I got the Cowboys in this one too. I think they got woken up last week and was like, hey, we can take this.
Yeah.
And like you said, just in spite of what the fans want, they're going to end up winning because these guys, they're not going to quit. They're not going to lay down. You know what I mean? And I think they're more talented than New York, right? So I don't know. I'm going to go with the Cowboys on this one.
is the NFC East logic does not apply here? Giants. That's where I'm going. Going for Giants. Because what better way to make this division race more fun than to have another 6-win team? It's the NFC East way. Division rules. All right, we got the Jets and the Patriots. The Jets acting out. They were like, we don't want Trevor Lawrence anymore. And we're gonna win games to prove it. They're taking on the Patriots. They're gonna win another game. They're getting their third win.
Yep. I really think they are going to get their third win of the season, man. Like, it's crazy because I don't know, maybe it's Sam Darnold. Maybe Sam Darnold looking like, hey, y'all drafted me. Now you want this other guy? Nah, y'all won't play with me right now, pause, but I'm going to be the guy. They're going to come up with their third win, just in spite of everything else that's happened.
Justin.
I'm gonna go with the Jets.
I
had an interesting thought. I was watching the Monday night game, and I'm like, the way they were running the ball early with Cam, if Cam was himself throwing the ball, that offense would be serious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the little designs they got with him running the ball, it's working. It just comes, they can't complete a pass. You know, whatever it is. So I mean, McDaniels is actually doing a good job, but he just Cam can't get it done.
Weapons.
But I mean, even him throwing the ball into the ground and whatever else he's, something's not right. Whatever it is, since that Seahawks game, he's just something ain't right.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I mean, I think they're at the point now where they can't bring him back. There was times I was like, man, hopefully they, maybe they can bring him back. But I don't know now. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go Jets. They've been playing hard.
I can see that too. But but you know what the crazy thing is I think they actually can bring them back just because of what this season really was. People are gonna look at this season for these teams like New England, who have a bunch of guys sitting out and whatnot. They're gonna go, you know what? We got to give him another fair shake because we didn't have our full squad. We weren't really ready. He didn't really have any weapons. If Bill is looking at it the same way we're looking at it, I think Cam might end up back in New England. I hope so, just to give him another opportunity, man. I want to see Cam flourish, and I think he actually be good in that offense. He just needs weapons. He ain't got no weapons. That's it.
Yeah, I'm going to Jets. I'm here for all the chaos. Let's make draft day fun. Let's go, guys.
Jets gonna be picking 10th.
Hey, Sam Darnold extension. Let's go. Extend Mitch. Extend Sam. Let's go. Chaos.
Run it back. Why
did Mitch get brought up in this?
All right, man. We talk about talented young quarterbacks that deserve extensions. Vikings, Lions. I'm going Vikings this week. I hope they accidentally do the right thing. Because if they win, draft spot goes up one. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yep. Don't feel bad. Rob can root for his fantasy team. I can root for get a quarterback. Don't care. Yep. Yep.
After last week's performance, man, the Lions definitely they should just give up the season. It kind of just shows how important Stafford is.
I hope they do.
They don't even look like a football team without Stafford.
I feel like they were like, you know what? Let's improve this draft stock. Let's go.
But then they only had one coach at the game.
Hey, look, man, it
didn't really matter, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go Vikings. I didn't really know why.
I can't believe I'll take the Vikings. Go ahead, Rob. You.
I'm gonna take the Lions.
It's probably what I should have done, but yeah.
I'm gonna take the Lions only because Dalvin Cook is not playing this Sunday. He, I want to say, I think I saw something where his father just passed.
Yeah.
And guess what? He's the heart and soul of that team right now. Now they may have one of those games where it's like, man, we gotta do this for Dalvin. It's our guy, hook him up, kind of thing. But there ain't nobody on that team running the ball like him. It's just not gonna happen, man. So Detroit's bad. They are bad, but it's the last week of the season. Everybody's playing they got to get it all out. All the frustrations and everything, they're getting it all out on the field. I think the Lions will pull this off.
With Chase Daniel?
What's that?
With Chase Daniel?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, he got to buy another 3 years in the league.
The fact that he's in the league tells you that he's good, right?
Hey, this is my man's annual. Is his annual contract here game?
That one game to buy him.
That's what they pay him for.
Hey, shout out to him though.
Yep, the hustle. Get that hustle.
Shout out to him. We got the Steelers and Browns little AFC matchup. This one's kind of important. The Browns, they've shown flashes of being good, and then other times they show flashes of just being the Browns. Steelers, their quarterback's old, man. Some days it really hurts. Some days, the arm that he loosens up the arm and it feels kind of good. And you never know what's going to happen on those days. When it feels good, the offense is dangerous. When the arm looks like someone when his arm looks like it belongs to someone of that age, they're usually doomed. But I'm gonna go Browns. Myles Garrett revenge game. I'm gonna go Browns. Got nothing to do with the offense.
I think Rudolph. I thought I read Rudolph is starting.
He is.
Oh yeah, I'm going Browns.
Miles might go sick.
And look, the funny thing is, Wilson said something about Hurts. I was like, speaking of Hurts, he goes a helmet smash. That's it.
So
it's terrible, but I'm just saying.
So bad.
I think I'm gonna take the Browns in this one because they're actually still playing to get in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're playing for much more than what Pittsburgh's already clinched. Pittsburgh is chilling right now. But the Browns they have to play, they have to win this game. The fact they gotta bounce back from these last 2 weeks that they played too, man. They lost to who? The Jets and who else?
Ravens.
Team they lost
Yeah,
to
Ravens.
and that's tough because I know they don't like each other. You know what I mean? So I know they don't like each other, so they got to bounce back. They got to figure it out, man, and they want to get in. So I'm gonna go with the Browns.
All right, Ravens. You just mentioned them. We got the Ravens and Bengals. Going Ravens right now. The Ravens are going through something, offensively where it looks like Roman found a new order to call run plays in. So everything looks love for the moment. So we're gonna see how long this lasts before defenses catch up and we go back to the offense being broke again. So Ravens.
Yeah, plus they need it. Plus they need it for the they got to win this to make the playoffs. And I think maybe the old potty game might have Lamar might have discovered something. He came off that toilet and he was like had just some success with the mixing, the running and throwing, and they've been playing a lot. They've been looking a lot better since then. I mean, maybe he just decided I'm gonna do things my way. And offense, they look like one of the most dangerous teams, like the way they looked last season for a little while. So
right.
Good to see them go in the playoffs with some momentum.
Call it the potty game,
Sorry, the cramp game.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Put that right next to the flu game.
My man came back off the cramps and threw a teddy on fourth.
Patted McSorley on the back.
Hey, thanks for your contributions, Trace.
Rubbing it out.
I know Harbaugh was in that man helmet like, hey, I need you to milk it for a little bit longer. Take your time to get up. It's sweet time. We'll be out here. We got Dolphins Bills. This should be a fun one. I know the Bills are headed to where they're going, but it's pretty much your first chance since forever for someone else to win the AFC East. Why not try to finish strong? And it looks like the Bills don't care. They just out here to hang points up on folks, get dubs, and keep it moving. I love the Dolphins corners and all that good stuff. Diggs don't care about none of y'all. I'm going with Diggs. So barbecue chicken. Have fun.
Barbecue chicken.
For both of y'all can take turns. You both ain't stopping them. It don't matter.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant.
Go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go Dolphins on this.
Ooh.
Well, hold on. Before I say that, who's starting their quarterback? Because haven't they been split?
Tua always starts. They just bring dude off, like in case Tua gets the tripping. Like Fitz is like the closer if Tua gets the tripping, but Fitz doesn't start anymore.
All right, you know what? I scratched that. I'm going with the Bills.
Yep.
Just for that alone, I don't like that at all. Like you can't. The guy's got he's either gonna play or he's not gonna play.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's no closer in football. Like when what is that? What? Why? Why is that a thing?
I don't know, but the 10-5 Dolphins have one. It's between you.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with I think I want Miami to win. I really do, but
I do too.
I think the Bills are just they're like young enough where they don't have to sit people like Steelers and some of those teams have to sit people.
Mm-hmm.
I think what the Bills have going right now, they're just like football's fun to them.
Yeah.
Like let's go out there and embarrass these dudes. Like I think that's where they're at right now. Like it was easy against New England. And New England threw everything they had at them, and they were laughing at them. Like they just embarrassed them. But quick vent. I'm gonna be quick. I don't like the Fitzpatrick Tua thing. I hate the fact of we're grading a 20-year-old against a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
And the 40-year-old is running his offense with his coach. Remember, he was with Gately at the Bills for all those years. So they brought him in to run his offense. So the assumption that you're a guy that's a gunslinger comes off the bench and gets to sling the ball after sitting on the sideline saying, hey, you know what, when I go in there, I'm throwing the ball here, and here. And he's doing it, and it's working, doesn't mean that the young kid can't play. It just means, and again, the play calling is totally different. You got this guy doing all types of play action and turning his back to the defense, and he's throwing to nobodies. And then you let the other guy come in all pass situations. So he's sitting in the gun and just like an old man playing catch. Yeah. And he's smart, and I think that bothers me. And the assumption that if Fitzpatrick was starting, he was in the fourth quarter. They scored 40 points. They scored 20 points or whatever, 20 points. So like the assumption that if he started, they'd score 80 points a game is crazy because when he was starting, they was averaging 16 a game.
Right. He got bench for a reason.
Yeah, let's not act like this offense was a firepower. I think there is something to coming off the bench. To them not preparing for you. Hey, I'm coming into vanilla defenses, and it's something to that. You know what I mean? And no disrespect to Fitzpatrick, but let's not act like he can't come in this game and throw 4 picks too. Like, you know what I mean? Right. Tua's thing is he's not turning the ball over, and Fitzpatrick is coming in situations where either I'm the hero or it's Tua's fault. Like, there's a no-lose situation to that. You know what I mean? I would love to see Jameis in a role like this at somewhere. Like, hey, bring Jameis over there. Let him come off the bench and sling it. Yeah, so I just – but, yeah, I got sidetracked.
I think that's fine because, like, you do see some people kind of running with that narrative, which is dumb, honestly, because that's the thing is Fitz on a pitch count allows him to be the best version of Fitz.
Right.
Fitz off a pitch count, you get all the negative stuff that comes with Fitz.
Right.
Exactly like you said, he's in a comfort. He's the one that's already comfortable, right? He can execute the offense and he can use. Let's be honest, their weapons on the outside. And for Tua, like this is why when they get in the draft this year, they're going to go Tua that offense. Mm-hmm. They're going to go get some things that work for the young boy right now. All they got is a tight end, and even then, like I won't even say that Gesicki's exactly the type of tight end that Tua would like. He's just the dude he has the best rapport with, right?
He's the only NFL player in the offense.
Exactly right. With the other actual guys out, and even then, like that's why I'm not going to be shocked. Whenever Miami picks, courtesy of Houston, and GM in the top 10, whether it's Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, whichever wide receiver they choose. That's going to be the first building block because we saw Miami go defense last year outside of Tua, right? That's going to be the first building block of Tua finding this offense to where then you're not going to pull Tua out because the offense tailored to him. So Ryan's just there for just in case something bad happens, right? But right now, Ryan's the vet in the system fits him. And with Tua, like that's the saying, like right now it's, hey, young man, don't go in, don't turn the ball over, don't mess things up. And that's all he has to do. And you're asking the defense to do what they need to do. But at the same time, like that's why I'm not tripping too much. Miami. That's why Miami's not tripping about it. Like right now, this is just reps for the young boy. We gonna go get you your offense, your pieces, the things that allow you to do what you do. Because right now, that beautiful deep ball that you throw, you ain't got nobody that can go do that stuff right now. Let us go get you somebody on the outside. So when you come after you turn your back to the defense off that play action, we can put that thing up in the air like back at Bama and people running up underneath it. And, the scoreboard's going crazy because right now, I love Devontae Parker. I like Preston Williams. Yeah. Neither one of them the type of dudes that do that type of stuff.
Let me catch the ball and you be open already. That's what he's used to. I catch the ball. They're already separated. Yeah,
exactly. He's used to the easy separators, not and Fitz is cool with you've been in the league long enough. I can hit you back shoulder here. Understand you 6'3" or whatever. Let me put it up on this shelf on the top right shelf.
The nuance of the game.
Right. But with somebody like the young boy, again, like he downgraded in wide receivers. He was in college with elite separators. Like you went from you dropped back, bruh. You had Judy, Ruggs, Smith, Waddle. Everybody was open.
Yep.
Even if it was one-on-one, it didn't take long for them to create space. Right now, there's nobody on Miami that really creates space. Like they're like you guys, like you were saying, they're the possession type dudes. One of them type of dudes that's tough for a rookie. Because for the most part, the anticipation could be there. I think it's easier for a rookie anticipation on like a slant or a crosser on a dig even, but on a hitch or trying to throw the 9 to somebody who don't really separate it, that's tough.
Yeah. If you want to throw the spots, you know what I mean? Yeah. You've been told the whole time we got an elite defense, don't turn it over.
Yep.
And now my receivers are running next to cornerbacks with their hand up. And I'm like, What do you want? And that's to him. It's like, where do I go? I got to get this thing out of my hand. Where am I going? So you end up going to your running backs. You're taking all these 17 catches, and not only that, 17 completions for 94 yards means there ain't no run after catch. Alabama, you throw a slant at Alabama, you might get a touchdown. You might get 94 yards on 2 slants to Waddle. And now you're throwing slants and guys are falling. That's how you end up with 17 for 94.
I guess my biggest thing with why I'm not a big fan of that 2-quarterback component is it's a confidence killer, man. Mm-hmm. Because if he's coming in, if he's having one of those games where he's feeling it, everything's good, and then one small mistake, we go, okay, let's put the closer in. And it's just like that could kill the confidence of a guy. Now, hopefully, mentally, he's strong enough to know they already told me this is not for me, and I got something coming. Hopefully, that's what's working in the background. We don't know what's really working in the background, but just looking at it from the outside looking in, it's just I'm not a big fan of that component. I don't know. Ryan Fitzpatrick he should just be working with him, not coming in and taking over that game at the end. Like, tell him what to do, tell him what to hit, how to maneuver, and like he's coming in the game, he's taking snaps. I mean, you see, he's a closer.
You can't do it twice. You can't do it 2 years.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's, and I'm with you, Rob. Ordinarily in a different situation, I guess if they had a different coach, where I wouldn't have any shirt factor there. I'm with, I am with you, right? But this is also the same dude. As good as Ryan was playing, he told us the whole time when Tua is ready, Tua playing. What if Fitz get pulled while he was winning? Nobody cared.
Yeah,
like we all know what we're here for, right? Like everybody there, no, this is Tua. So like Ryan already knew it. Ryan could have started 6-0. Flores was like, young boy ready, young boy coming in. Like I literally don't care what you do, and I feel like everybody knew that, but like on the outside because it's not a normal thing. It's not something we're used to. Yeah, you have every right to feel like that. Like I said, with other coaching staff, I'm right with you. But at the same time, dude's been pretty much true to his word this whole time. Like this is about young boy. When he's ready, he'll play. Not a minute before, not a minute after. As soon as he plays, he plays. He also told us, regardless of who comes in at the end of the game, the young boy's not losing his starting gig, and he hasn't.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's not ideal. It's not traditional. But at the same time, like I think having the kid try to force stuff when you're trying to preach to him and ingrain those good habits of not turning the rock over in the league, I think that'd be even more damning for him if he would still be throwing it anyways. Because then now you're throwing picks, you're turning it over, and now you're legitimately affecting the outcome of games, and it's all on you.
And that changes.
Yeah, it didn't work or whatever, but it's like technically I followed my assignment to a T. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. Yeah. And like I'm sure they're telling him, like, we're not gonna get mad at you about the fact like we don't have the separators for you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's public knowledge there.
I guess it's different when you have that coaching staff behind you.
Yeah.
They can make it happen and make it work. Mm-hmm. You see, I'm not really used to looking at a coaching staff that makes it work and makes those adjustments. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it's so hard for everybody to wrap head around it. Because ideally, okay, perfect example. If Bill did this, people wouldn't even think twice.
True.
Honestly. If Andy did this, we wouldn't think twice. We didn't even question Andy when they took Pat and the boy sat. And let's keep it a buck. He probably didn't need to sit behind Alex, but he sat. Ain't nobody questioned nothing. They kept it moving. He sat. And then once it was Pat time, they told Alex, thanks for everything, bro. But you know what it is.
Yeah.
Like we're done programming the young boy. It was real.
Right. Shut the deuces.
Like he's weapons aren't for you, Alex. Yeah, that's all the stuff you want to do. Throw the ball down the field, Alex. But throw the ball down the field, Alex. This is for the wide receivers. We don't care about you. It's for them. You need to get comfortable in our offense. It's got nothing to do with you. And then like for Ryan, you're essentially, it sucks. This is the role that you play. It's also a role you signed on to get paid to do. It's on you, bro. You back up. And we've heard Ryan earlier in the year. I'm just hoping the seat warm, essentially. He said everything, but he knew what it was.
Yeah.
You 38, 39, you know you're not no star. You know there's not no amount of better days behind, like ahead of you. You are who you are. And if they let you play for 4 quarters, you're going to do some stuff that messes it up. That's your MO. Good Ryan, bad Ryan. And it happens so quick. So you're not anybody's future. So they come in, they're like, even you shouldn't be able to mess it up. We're already in a position where we need points. It's fine. Go. Do whatever. We don't care if it messes up your confidence. You're 39.
Right. Yeah, it's not our problem.
Oh, you threw a pick? You didn't like it? Too bad. To it. What'd you say about Devontae? So do you want Jamar or Devontae?
Right.
But yeah, I would like, at least for me, I'm just waiting to see what they come out this offseason looking like as they complement the weapons around young boy and go from there. Because I doubt after he gets at least 2 weapons that are his on a perimeter, he ain't coming out no more unless he's injured.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Because like it's square peg round hole with him and fit in that offense with the people he's throwing to.
Yeah.
It's just because otherwise what he could be doing is the other thing where I firsthand experience watching this. Tua is obviously far more talented. Where you take somebody got good things on the outside and end up just throwing picks because you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's a problem too. You don't want that problem though.
Just wait. You knew it. Look, Houston did all the hard work losing the games. You won 10+ games this year. Young boy got the reps. There are no negatives.
Right.
You got a top 5 pick after winning 10 games. You turn their whole stinky little culture around and that stinky little franchise. You're good. You're good. These are good days. They haven't seen these since like the 70s or something.
You know what my concern is? My concern really is they're playing a team that's better than them anyway. Okay.
Yep.
You lose this game, and it comes off as we should have started Fitz. Like and I don't know. I mean, you know how like it's just the way people are. Like they're looking at like we should have started Fitz when you probably you already got blown out by the Bills with Fitz. So it's just the whole thing of.
But I think like that's a difference between like just what the media and what the outside of the building is saying, and that's the part like I'm saying I get what y'all saying. I just don't care about what the outside of the building is saying. Long as they're on track inside of the building, and they seem like they are. Hey man, it's none of my business. I'm here just to watch and continue to mind my business with it. It seems like Flores got that whole thing under control. But yeah, people are gonna say asinine things the entire time. Like the fact that anybody's even caping for Fitz is stupid. It's just dude's 39, bro. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
We know exactly what this was. We knew what it is when you drafted the boy from Alabama with the damaged hip. We knew exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And he knew too.
Yeah.
He knew too. He tried to play the card like I can't believe they did this to me. Like yes, you can. You knew they was gonna do this to you when they brought Tua in.
Hey, man, hold on. You signed that while smiling, knowing that it meant you didn't have to play 16 games.
Right.
You do it.
What
But
are you talking about?
things because you've been around long enough. Hey, that sounds good in the media. Boy, I know he was happy. Oh, young boy ready?
You ain't realizing y'all was sharing practice reps? And when y'all was splitting practice, we're like, how come he's getting snaps? Like never with the first offense. Like,
Fitz out here lobbying.
Let him get this.
Right. Fitz out here lobbying. Hey, coach, you said the restrictions are gone, right? I mean, I think it's his best interest of the team. If young boy take all the reps this week.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, look, I can come in cold, coach. Team play.
Right.
Come in cold.
Now he's sitting back with all his chest hair just out. So he's good.
Yeah. he might have bought himself another couple years. Like bought himself some years of being now to go to back up somebody else. Or here.
Or even what's it called? Like I could play another 3 years just being Tua's backup. We're cool. We already know each other. Got us working.
I like it down here in Miami. It's warm.
Right.
Why leave? Again, 39. It's warm. Taxes. Enjoy your life.
Don't gotta change the wardrobe.
Right.
All you gotta do is answer the young boy questions every now and then. Give a couple juicy quotes saying that you actually want to play.
Right.
That's it.
Like you know what I would do? I was just squeeze it in there. That's what you gonna tell them all the like, if you throw right to the defense.
There's a small window. I think you got it.
But then you want to know what, when they upgrade the dudes on the perimeter, Fitz gonna be happy too. He like to air that thing out. He gonna be so happy. Oh, now I get to throw to a spot. Hey, let go. So on to another division type game thing. Got the Seahawks taking on the Niners in their new home of Arizona. So Seattle's in Arizona this week to take on one of their other division counterparts. I got Seattle in this one.
I think if y'all was playing the Texans, you would pick the Texans right now.
No, I would, but there's also a bunch of people not playing. Like folks are like Ayuk's done for the year. High ankle sprain, the 2020 courtesy. Javon Kinlaw didn't play last week. He's not playing this week. Sherm, we already know he's done for the year. He's probably done as a Niner period. There's a couple other folks that are playing. Robbie Gould just got a contract extension today. He's also not playing this week.
The dude that was missing the field goals.
Yeah, so again, perfect. You know what we're talking about this week? What we were talking about earlier about the NFL and the money and how they go about their business. So he gets a contract extension after 2 bad games kicking, right? You think he got paid what he should have got paid, or he had to take what they gave him?
Oh, yeah.
Think about the timing of that contract extension. Yeah. 2 years, 7.25. It gets offered right after the type of performance, because you left 7 points on the table in a division game. The type of performance where you can't really say nothing but thank you, sir. Can I have another?
Right.
We just talked about the cap. 2 years, 7.25. I know that cap number ain't no higher than like 2.3. Had you not got the missing last week, had you kept all 7 points on the board, you wouldn't have got a contract extension this week.
Yeah, for real. They were like, ooh, he's actually good. We can't keep him.
They were like, how many? 7. Hey, Robbie, we like to talk about the contract.
Right.
Had to kick right after the special teams meeting.
He said, wait, he left 7 points on the board?
Yeah.
And his contract is 7.2?
7.25. Ain't that funny? For 2 years.
They made that perfect, man. You can't make that up, man.
Hey, hold on, though. Trent's not playing. Trent Williams not playing either. But like, you got all these other people you got to play. You got to pay. But you got the kicker contract done like this after you missed 3 kicks. Like this. Gotta love the NFL, man. And I'm interested. I don't know if Seattle's probably going to play their starters just because of the petty division rivalry thing. Because what you don't want, like I said earlier, is even if you throw 2020 in whatever basket you throw in for San Fran, if they end the year, if they somehow win this and they won the division 4-2, technically regardless of record, every other team in the division, who finished atop you know what that is across the division. I know it's something that's minute or doesn't matter to those outside the division. That's a tough pill to swallow, because that means even at their worst, they like my division.
The average football fan is going to look at that and go, I mean, why does that even matter? They're not making the playoffs. Seattle's good. No. Anybody that knows or played or coached or just is that much of a fan and understands knows that that's an important game, and we can't let this 6-9 team come in and beat us and win the division. That's ridiculous.
We win the division overall, but not because of our division record. That hurts. That's an empty division title, honestly. Yeah. Like actually, in fact, is it a division title?
The 49ers can still claim champs for the division.
Exactly. Like if say the Niners win, the Niners like, hey, bro, handicapped. We won the division.
Y'all still can't rock with us.
Yep.
And we were terrible last year. Y'all still couldn't rock with us.
Yeah.
We missed all the good $200 million on the sideline. We went 4-2 in the division. How about you guys? Oh, that's you went to the playoffs, 3-3 in the division. Oh, and again, as petty as those, that division is, Seattle's going to try to annihilate them because that's what they're going to try to do. That should be fun. And again, another one, you got the Rams and the Cardinals, where The Cardinals, they fighting for their lives after what happened to them last week because the Niners messed up their whole everything with that win last week for the Cardinals. You got the Rams. You still want to put yourself in a good position in this the playoffs seeding period. And again, for division reasons, you don't want to lose a game to the Cardinals who just lost to the Niners. Yuck. 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 So yeah.
Wolford started.
Kyler's not playing this week, right?
Yeah, no, he said he is. He said he's playing.
He is playing.
Goff's not playing.
Oh, Goff's not playing. There you go. But
Okay.
yeah, Kyler said he's playing. And that's what I'm saying. Just about how petty the division is, like it's huge, man. Like for them four, it for whatever weirdo reasons, Mutant League, they care that much over there. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm going Rams. You guys?
I'm gonna go Cardinals. And the Cardinals are, man, listen. This injury, you could see this injury coming.
Yep.
And again, Kyler is one of the most elusive players in the league, but and does a great job avoiding hits. One of the only quarterbacks that knows how to slide. Mm-hmm. And you've seen them as the season's going on. You see him taking more and more hits. And probably the hit he took from the Patriots a couple weeks ago slowed him down just enough to get hit. But when you have that offense, like we talked about, with no real rhyme or reason behind it, you end up holding the ball. When you're trying to force the pass, watch Hopkins get open, and you start taking these hits, and you're playing. He's the hero. He's carrying that offense, and it's worse because you're trying to make the playoffs, so you're trying to make a play even more. And I mean, now he's hurt, and it's no one really to blame except King. You have to blame the offense. And it was only a matter of time. And if offense was ran properly, you got the ball out of his hand, use the run game a little more, use your weapons properly. Like this doesn't happen. So it was only a matter of time, and unfortunately, it happened to him. And he's a competitor, so he's going to try to get them in the playoffs. And the thing was, I think for the Rams, Goff's out, and the kid that's playing was the backup. I saw this other day. Crazy. He's the backup of the guy that started for the Broncos. The receiver.
Yeah.
He backed him up in college at quarterback.
Hey, 2020 undefeated.
So obviously you can expect an MVP performance from him.
Oh man.
Handoffs and bootlegs, and some tunnel screens in between.
If he plays well, you know what that says about McVay?
No.
Or about Goff?
There you go. That's what it speaks volumes about, because the Rams and the Niners in the same. They're in the same boat in the. I'm sorry that the people they have under center for both their respective teams, and then you got the two uber talented players with horrible play callers, like
right
in Seattle and Arizona. It's just nuts.
It's upside down, man. It's upside down.
It's literally the upside down. Because that's the only reason I picked the Rams is, dude, I watched my coach make Nick Mullins be competitive.
Yeah.
I don't even know who the dude is, but you don't even got to do nothing. It's going to be bootleg, tunnel, drag, play action, over and over and over. They got 3 running backs. All them running backs going to get like 12 touches apiece. And then they're going to be like, hey, Aaron, go kill Kyler.
Right.
Hey, Jalen, make Hop disappear. And there's not going to be a counter. There's not going to be a counter from Arizona.
No. I got. So I'm gonna take the Rams in this game. I don't know, man. If I'm the Cardinals, I don't know if I want to start Kyler, because he ain't been healthy for a while, and you take the chance of putting him up against a guy Aaron Donald and that defense, man. It's like, dude, do you really want to take that chance? Do y'all really think y'all can have that magical run in the playoffs? Is it worth it?
I mean, to them, yeah, because you got to think. All right, so you got to think about it. Right now, you're in a division where you're the only one that haven't made a Super Bowl run recently.
That's true. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's
I understand what you're saying, but again, you're also one of the two in the 14 division that has that level quarterback, and you're the one with that quarterback that didn't even make a playoff run with him, and you got him on the rookie deal. They got bamboozled, and they're locked to golf, and they about to go to the playoffs again. The Niners and QBL, that whole room's bad, and Russ just out here. We're going again. We're alive. I'm here. We're good. Let's show up. It's playoffs. All right, Jaguars, Colts, because I'm trying to.
Colts need it. Colts, well,
Okay.
not that it matters.
It doesn't matter. All right, we got Titans. I'm gonna skip through that. Hopefully, Deshaun gets through that in one piece. Broncos, Raiders, just because this is also interesting from the standpoint that is as good as the Raiders have done, is everything that the credit Gruden's getting or whatever. Like, man, at some point they got to have something to show for it, right? You got a chance to go 8-8 here, and if this Broncos team and they're going through hell this year too with injuries and stuff, the lack of continuity. Period. You can't afford to lose this game. You have to finish 8-8. Las Vegas, wherever you reside, Raiders, you need to finish 8-8. That said, I'm probably picking Fangio and the Broncos, but hey, you guys go ahead.
I'm taking Denver as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Justin.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I don't even know why. I just from what I've seen from that Broncos, like they got too many weapons to struggle so much to score, that's what's crazy to me. I mean, the defense is competitive, but with all them weapons they got and they struggle that much. I know that Raiders Gruden finds a way can get you 20, and I don't know if the Broncos can get 20 points. That's what I'm going with.
This is very, very
but
fair.
The Raiders defense is terrible.
That right there is important. They're bad.
You guys are so kind. Chargers, Chiefs, and Pat Mahomes is not playing, but the Chargers are also the Chargers. So are we gonna? Who's taking bets on the Chargers not charging themselves, messing this up, because that's typically what they do. They're like the Falcons. If there's a way to lose it, they will find a way. It's what they do. They make it interesting on the way, but they're going to finish this year 7-9, or do the Chiefs with whoever the heck they got playing quarterback?
I was going to ask you that. I was like, who?
I don't know. That's why I'm throwing that out there early. I have no idea who the backup is. In my mind, it's just not Mahomes. So I don't care what his name is. It's not Mahomes.
Probably old.
Still, who is it though? Like, do they even have a backup?
I'm about to find out now.
They let everyone throw the ball, so it don't really matter.
Right. Travis Kelce, I know he played quarterback back in the day.
Sammy Watkins throwing the ball. Like, yeah.
You guys are so rude. You said he let everybody throw the ball.
It's the truth. But the Chargers ain't winning. It don't matter. Chargers not winning. So all this time, I thought it was just Phillip Rivers and his issues, but it's really just that franchise. I don't know. They can't figure it out, man. It's the weirdest thing in the world how they just can't win games.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And I'm sorry, but their coaching staff got to be switched out.
Yep.
That's a big problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I try to ride with the brothers as long as I can. But man, sometimes the brothers got to ride, man. They got to go.
Sometimes the DC is the DC.
Right. It's as simple as that. It's really nothing more than that.
Regardless of color for me, sometimes you're just a coordinator. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, true.
If everything goes right, I got a great place you can come be a defensive coordinator at.
Chad Henne.
Yeah, Chad Henne. Yeah, I just
Is it Chad? Wow.
Chad Henne. That Chad Henne. Get.
Wow.
So go ahead, Rob. Chargers or Chiefs?
Did that affect you at all?
I'm still going Chiefs. Andy Reid, he gonna make everything all right, man. Like, wow.
Yeah, I'm still going Chiefs as well, just because of literally the conversation we had about McVay and some of those guys and their offenses.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Chad Henne's never got a chance to throw into people like Tyreek, who's just open, Sammy, who's just open, Miko, who's just open.
You look like a Pro Bowler out there.
He's gonna drop back and be like, I could have been doing this.
Right. It's like, is this what it feels like?
And they said Patrick has a hard job. Gosh.
Next thing you know, he's going to State Farm commercials with Jake.
Yeah.
I get that far ahead of ourselves. Just get through 1 week and give the drains back to the right. Just don't crash the car, Chad.
Don't crash the car.
Keep the car on the road. Everything can go fine. All right, this is a fun one. We got Packers and Bears. Possibly someone fighting for their playoff lives.
Did someone say Rodgers ain't playing?
I don't know. Wow.
I heard something about that, but I was also talking to some family this past
Jordan
weekend.
Love play?
I said that, and I said I could see them not playing them. They were like, "Man, are you crazy? They not about to let us because they know if we win, they're in the playoffs. They're not going to just let us walk in the playoffs." And I was like, "I guess that's a good point." But it's a tough game, man. As much as I want to pick my Bears just to pick them, I know that's not the right thing to do. The right thing to do would be to pick the Packers because they're a better team, and our team is just in football hell right now. So I'm gonna pick the Packers in this game.
But you picked the Rams, so you might still get him, right?
Right, and that's the thing, right? if Arizona loses,
the season won't end.
Either way, it's fine, right? That's really why I was saying, hey, Kyler shouldn't play this week. What's going on? Why is he playing? I'm just saying, man.
I'm going Packers because I think Aaron's playing. This is probably with Pat sitting out. This gives him a chance, like an MVP race, right? This would help possibly to help his MVP candidacy. So yeah, probably throw for some numbers against the Bears, see what happens. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go. I thought this out.
Okay.
Because Mitch can easily lose without Aaron. Mitch is the type that can lose just based off of the defense, like not even involving Aaron. Mitch could just have you down 20 before you even realize Jordan Love has taken the field. So I think this might be the Jordan Love first start. You know, I think they have the best record. You know, they might have, and they have the tiebreaker over the Saints. So they might say, you know what? Let's see what Jordan Love has. Whether it's to keep him and play him or to trade him, because Rodgers is, you know, hey, we fired Rodgers up, it worked. Let's get this guy out of here now, or whatever, you know, or maybe I think they go with Love, and you know, and even with Love playing, Bears probably pull it off like 20-19, and you know, we're going to playoffs.
You say we're going to playoffs.
We are going to playoffs.
You and Maserati.
Yeah.
It's only a two-seater though, so y'all going by yourself.
Hey, Rob just took himself out the running. You ain't want to ride today?
I'm in the car with Mitch, man.
Okay. All right, then we got the Saints and the Panthers. Going Saints, regardless of who plays. The Panthers, you know, they still kind of they a couple steps away from, I'm sure, Matt Rule, like seeing his vision as you know, for what this roster should look like on both sides as a whole. But yeah, it is a division game. But yeah, I'm probably going Saints, regardless of how many quarterbacks they play. Who knows? They might do the thing where Kamara gets the ball on purpose again, and they win by a lot. So,
right. If they're smart, they will.
Strategy, Cotton. Give Alvin Kamara the ball 20 times. Bold strategy.
Yeah. I'm going to New Orleans.
Okay, Justin.
The thing is, they've been playing a backup quarterback all season, so it don't even really matter for the Saints. It's just a regular game for them. So yeah, I'm gonna go Saints.
All right, then we got the football team taking on the Eagles. Justin, you can start with you.
Oh shoot!
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm not even gonna. Can I? Before we start, I just have to tell you this. I just got a text message. Trask has 3 picks.
Are you serious right now?
I'm not watching it, but I was excited to see it.
No.
Hey, has 3 picks?
The game started at like 8. I'm not watching either. Now I'm gonna tune in.
I know. I was trying to get to the remote, but I couldn't reach it.
Is that what you kept disappearing out the camera trying to get to the remote?
No, I had to use that.
My man was leaving to go still looks at the screen. Hey, look, what he didn't want to say live was, "I'm going to watch the Florida game."
I'm going to watch the Florida game.
Yeah. I didn't know what day we released this, so I didn't want to.
It's live, just like those 3 picks. It's live.
I was like, somebody texted me, "Wow," and I'm like, "Man, what happened?" And he's like, "Trask has 3 picks." I was like, "Oh, who would have loved to hear this?" Wilson. I would have kept it quiet if I wasn't talking to you right now.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I can't wait to go look at the film. It's gonna be fun. My night just got.
Hey, you know what's funny? Hey, that All-American tight end that doesn't matter isn't playing. That's probably why.
You don't say.
That he doesn't need.
But Peyton Manning Jr. is struggling.
Opted out.
Peyton Manning Jr. is struggling.
Yeah.
Say it ain't so. This cannot be right.
Hey, you guys might move him up because he's showing heart. Look at the way he's bouncing back. Look at the way he's bouncing back.
Hold on. 3 picks in the first quarter?
What's the first quarter? Hey.
Oh, it's early. The game didn't start until 7.
And he threw 3 picks already? Oh, yeah, I'm coming for all y'all online, all of you. 3. Did you see the duck that was the last one?
Oh, no, I can see.
What is Oklahoma's defense like that for real?
No.
They play they're in that whack conference where they don't play defense, right?
They don't play defense. Yeah.
Oh, not only did he throw a pick, he threw it in the end zone.
Did you see the lack of velocity on that thing?
It's all right. He's not throwing for 400 yards anyway, and that's.
I thought there were 10 people out there.
I'm gonna be an adult. Let's finish this up.
All right. I think we're done, right? Was that it? I think we hit all the games, man.
You definitely served that one up. So let's be an adult here.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Okay.
Over the football team because I just don't have faith in Tyler Heineke. And
okay.
I mean he actually played pretty well last week, to be honest with you. But I think Hurts gives them like life at least. Like I think if you were just finishing the season as the Eagles with Wentz, it'd be different. But I think with Hurts, I think maybe a lot of these guys might want him to keep the job. You know what I mean? So if you finish this season saying, okay, Hurts went 2-2, 3-1, whatever, 3, I think that plays a big part for them. I think that'll help the energy he brings. And Washington, I mean, that defense is good enough to win a game for you. But they just that whole situation, like they don't deserve to make it. I mean, no one in the East does, but I just don't have confidence in that team, in the football team. I think. And then, real quick, Haskins messed up, but 2 things can be true: a poorly run situation and a player can be messed up at the same time. So let's not escape the fact that they handled him wrong from the beginning, and he handled the situation wrong also. But
yeah, that's
just a bad. I mean, if with all the stuff the owner's doing with strippers and stuff, why wouldn't the quarterback think he?
Right. Seriously.
But so I just from the beginning he was given a raw deal, but he was raw, and he messed up as well. But they really just shouldn't make the playoffs. I mean, I don't believe in the whole karma thing, but they just don't. It's just a team that's doing things in spite of management, in spite of a lot of things, and you got to give Rivera some credit.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna go. I understand what you're saying, but I'm gonna go Washington because they know that they're on the cusp, and their defense is gonna show up, and they're gonna show out. They have confidence in the quarterback that they have back there right now, just because they have a little bit of confidence. Not like crazy, but they have more confidence in him than they did in Haskins. And when situations like this happen, this is when these guys start to really rally around each other.
Yeah,
it becomes a completely different team at a certain point, and they know what's at stake right here. They're like, hey, look, we actually have a chance to win this division, or to be on top of the division and make it into the playoffs. Let's go ahead and make this happen. We're going against a team that's in our division too. That's a division game. It's like I can definitely see Washington pulling it off. And just to piggyback on the Haskins thing, I agree with you 100%. Haskins is wrong. Absolutely. Not making any excuses for him whatsoever. But Washington was a terrible organization to begin with. We've seen them ruin QBs to begin with. We just saw recently highly drafted QB they ruined in RG3. You know, they pulled him out there, did what they did, and he wasn't right since playing in Washington. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree with you on that. And I heard something about the front office guys weren't looking to draft Haskins. It was the owner that wanted Haskins. Haskins went to school, like his son went to school with him or something back in high school. Like there's a connection there. And so it's like, well, if that's what you're gonna do, then Haskins is like, hey, I'm good over here. I can do what I want. I know I can do what I want because I know he at the strip club all the time, so he can't say nothing to me about that. We can strip it together. We can do it. You know, but it came out on the wrong end of that deal because at the end of the day, it's a business. And the business of it is, hey, you're out and about in public, no mask on, in the middle of a pandemic, and you're not good. You got to go.
Exactly. That was the big one. You're not. You gave us an excuse.
Yeah, we gave you a pass the first time. The second time we did it again was like, hey man, you're not that guy. So guess what? I'm gonna give you walking papers today. You know, it sucks for him, and I hope he bounces back and has another opportunity at some point. But you gotta learn this lesson, man. Sometimes you gotta learn the hard way. It is what it is.
Yeah. I'm gonna start with the Haskins thing. Yeah, the kid's immature. He also went to an immature franchise. There was no adults until Ron got there, essentially. Also, Ron and them didn't have any stake in the kid to begin with. Let's not act like their play caller is something that anybody should actually care about. Be like, it's not some hot name flying around and someone that's with a proven track record of being great at their job. It's just somebody who had a Christian McCaffrey, and they threw the ball to Christian McCaffrey a lot. And Christian McCaffrey things. That's what the offense was. Nothing really super duper special. Then look, he goes to Washington, and now all of a sudden Carolina can throw the ball downfield on the perimeter. Now DJ Moore, there's purpose for him. Last year in that offense, there really wasn't any. It's interesting. The ball goes down the field now. But hey, let's keep throwing short passes to running backs and such, and everybody else that's underneath the sticks, and not get the ball to Terry McLaurin at all, because the offense doesn't work at all. But, hey, it's fine. It's all on the kid. And the offense is still bad, by the way. It's still trash. It probably won't get better at all. Shout out to Antonio Gibson. Make sure this offseason, man, just get leveled up, because you're about to get that CMC workload. Be ready for it, sir. That offense it's going to go as you go, regardless of what they do under center, because that's who the play caller is. It's literally built around you. They lucked out in terms of him falling to them with the type of skill set that he has. And, hopefully they'll figure out the quarterback thing, or they won't. That's on them. I'm not really too concerned about it. But, yeah, I'm going to take their defensive line with the Eagles over the Eagles, just because, when we're talking about play calling, I think the play calling on the Eagles side is worse than the play calling on the Washington side. And Washington has their front four, and the Eagles, even if their front four is healthy, it doesn't do what Washington's front four does.
I should have won. I should have won third. I should have won third. Y'all done convinced me already. I'm like, man, why not pick me?
Just to make a point. Wait. Can I change? I'm like, Dallas shut them down. Man, what's Redskins gonna do to them? I don't know what the football team going to do to them.
Football team.
I don't care about that, but they got to deal with Chase, Deron, John, Montez. That's my concern. I saw them beat Montez by themselves. That offense is trash. But again, the defensive line showed me that he could win a game by itself. So I also don't like the hands that Jalen Hurts is in. I wish him the best. Keep your head on a swivel. The plays that are called probably won't work. Leave as much as you can. slide.
Slide.
They're coming after you. Whoever will chase, just count on the fact that none of the guys in front of you are going to keep any of the guys in front of them. It's
Right.
Have
Not gonna
an exit strategy and keep it moving. I wish you the best with the play calls. I'm sure they'll be bad, like they have
Hey,
been.
I'm sure that script's gonna work though. You gotta hit on those first 10. The first 10 plays, that script. If you don't score off that script, then you're in trouble. But I think that's what a lot of it is that they don't adjust. So that script where they rehearse those 10 plays over and over, you got to hit on those 10. Maybe you get up 10-0,
Man, they're gonna go 0 for 10
that's
on
when
them.
it falls apart.
I got the thing being ugly, man. It's not gonna be fun. They about to pin their ears back and go hunting. They about to pin their ears back and go big game hunt. Like my man Brian Baldinger been talking about Shark Week. You know, that's what Washington got over there. They front four. So I'm gonna go with them. I don't care about what their quarterback does for real. If Antonio Gibson plays, which is pretty much their offense, they got a good chance of moving the ball, getting points. What have you. So I mean, you know, we'll see how it goes. And then, you know, the next time we talk to you guys, one, it'll be a new year, and then two, it'd be like playoffs and stuff. So we'll just get to talk about the playoffs because I know that means I don't have to talk that much going forward. My team's out, chilling.
I don't know. All 8 teams might be out after this. We'll see.
Yeah, I know, right? Now that the football team, if the football team wins,
mine's out first. She ain't first. We were first to be last out this group. We're out there. Actually, I take that back. The Eagles were actually out first.
I was about to say, out first, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
They're 4-10-1. Shout out to the Eagles. Thank you guys for hanging with this evening. You know, it'll be a little bit shorter going. Probably next time we talk to you guys with the playoffs coming up, we'll get into how everything breaks down. We'll know exactly what the matches are. So it'll be fun. So for Justin, Rob, myself, you guys have a good one. We close.